Good afternoon. I'm Susan and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do something called sour cream maple muffins. The reason I did that is I had some sour cream I needed to use up. And it comes from Williams-Sonoma Kitchen Library Muffins and Quick Breads. I will put the recipe in the description box so you'll have it. But this is kind of a neat little book. I tell you, I don't know where I got it. But that's me. I collect them. I collect recipe books. Now, in this bowl, I have 1 3/4 cups of flour. To that, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Powder, not soda, powder. So we got 2 teaspoons. 1, 2. Now, to that, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. There we go. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to mix this up. Get all that incorporated into the flour. Okay. Now, in this bowl, I have 1/2 cup of butter. Unsalted butter at room temperature. And I'm going to beat this for a couple of minutes to get it nice and fluffy. Okay, got that beaten. Beaten. Now it says we need to beat the butter until smooth, then slowly add the maple syrup. Let me scrape this down a little. Okay, so I'm going to slowly add. We have 3/4 cup of maple syrup. Now this is pure maple syrup. It comes from some friends of ours, Rick and Cheryl Mullen. Tap their trees. In fact, I think you might have seen a video that we did on that. So there's the maple syrup. We're going to get it incorporated here with the butter. This says some butter and slowly add the maple syrup. Now we're going to add I have 1 egg, put that in there, and we have 1 cup of sour cream. I'm going to put that in there too. Okay. I don't know why I'm baking, except that I had some sour cream I needed to use up, because I think it's like 90 degrees here in northern Minnesota today, which is just crazy. Okay, maple syrup, sour cream, and egg. Okay. This all together. Yeah, we're kind of having a summer because next week, well, later in the week, when is that? Friday, it's
later
going
in
to
the
get
week, it's going to get
38 degrees.
38 degrees.
So we're going to go from 90 degrees to 38 degrees on, I think it's Friday. How crazy is that? But you know what? We'll take it. Kind of wipe down my bowl here.
Life in the Great White North.
Right. Yep. Great White North. 90 degrees. They're just teasing us. Now, I have half a cup of chopped pecans I'm going to put in there. I'm just going to kind of stir those in.
So what do you have in there so far? What is that? That's maple syrup?
Got maple syrup, sour cream, butter,
walnuts,
pecans.
Pecans.
Don't confuse me.
Baking powder, baking soda, salt?
No, that's in this bowl. With
that's
the
in that
flour,
bowl.
baking
Okay.
soda, baking powder,
Okay.
and salt.
All right.
Now we're going to combine the dry ingredients and add, it says add the combined dry ingredients and stir until blended. So I'm just gonna drop them in here. And we're gonna just combine this. Going to take a few minutes. I want to do it at a low speed so that I don't get everything splattered. I do have my oven preset at 400 degrees, so it's preheating. In fact, it's already preheated. I'm going to scrape down my bowl here. Okay. Ooh, it looks good. Okay. Let's give this another round here. Okay. Now, move this over. And move this over here. Now I have it says this is going to make 16 regular muffins. So we're going to see if it makes 16 regular muffins. So I have my trusty scoop here. And we're going to pour some in there. You want about 3/4 full. Kind of liquid muffins. I used in this, the flour is freshly milled einkorn. Of course, you know we're milling our own flour, and we're going to show you that one of these days.
Tell them about that flour. Tell them about what that is.
Einkorn flour, it's one of the ancient grains. It's never been modified. There are a couple of grains that have not been modified. Einkorn, of course, and then there's kamut. But I'm thinking, and I could be wrong on this, so please don't quote me, I'll have to check it out. The kamut is just grown at this point in Montana. because I know when we lived in Montana, we met a guy that was doing kamut flour. In fact, he was making some sort of candy out of the kamut berries, wasn't he, Will?
Yeah, it's correct. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay, we can... Now we got... Okay, I'm going to move this over here. And we're going to... I fixed 16 because that's what they said. And I'm thinking I might have to add more paper cups. That's okay. No big deal. The more the merrier. I'll have these in the, put the excess in the freezer.
Maybe. Maybe they won't make it that
Or
far.
maybe they won't, that's right. Maybe they won't make it as far as the freezer, but I kind of doubt that you're going to eat all these muffins before I get them in the freezer. Well, if I can get these separated, we'll have let's see if we can do 2 more. I might even be able to do, I don't know, 3 more. Now, let's see, it says we're going to bake these for 15 to 18 minutes. All right. Here we go. We got 18 out of them. So I'm going to take these, I'm going to put them in the oven. We're going to bake them for 18 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm going to clean up the counter and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. They've baked. Now you're going to look at them and say, well, those don't look like muffins because they haven't risen. Well, let me tell you something. I have this home ground flour book. And I told you earlier we used Einkorn flour. And I read in the Einkorn here, it says that they make a delicious yeast bread, but they may not be as high as that achieved with modern bread wheat. So, with the Einkorn, you don't get the rise that you do with normal bread wheat or all-purpose flour. And, of course, that hasn't stopped Will from eating half a dozen of them already. So, that kind of concerned me. But then when I read that the flour doesn't rise like a normal all-purpose flour does, I'm not concerned about it. The taste is really good. I mean, these have a lot of taste. I'll have the recipe in the description box. And I will tell you, holy mackerel, we're not going to have any for breakfast here. Until next time, blessings to you and your family. Have a good day.